Well, good day. My name is Neil Penny and I created this channel to provide soft food options for people who've had some form of oral surgery. And in this particular episode, I'm making lasagna. Beautiful. So, let's get into it. So, let's begin. First thing we're going to do is some olive oil into the 747. We better turn on the 747. What you want is about a tablespoon of olive oil. Then, we're going to add some garlic, a couple of cloves. I put more in because I like more garlic. Now I keep the garlic whole rather than chop. It's not a pure flavour. Give the garlic a bit of a stir. Now the idea here isn't to brown the garlic. All you're wanting to do is flavour the oil. Okay, break them up a little bit if you like, not a problem. We'll fish them out at the end. So as you can see, it starts to get a little bit of colour on them. And that's about perfect. Next we add our onions. Let the onions fry off. We want the onions to be clarified. We don't want to brown them. We just want them clarified. So it's nice and glassy. Once your onions are clarified, then we add the meat. First the pork. And then we add the beef. It's really important at this stage that you start chopping up the beef. We don't want golf balls. We want nice mince. So this is going to take a while to render this meat down, but just keep breaking it up. You want to keep breaking it up in small pieces so as it cooks. Because as I said before, you don't want golf balls. We want beautiful mince. Keep the heat on the pan pretty high. You want to be frying the meat, you don't want to be stewing it. Once the meat's cooked, then we're going to put in 2 tins of peeled tomatoes. Add a heaped dessert spoon of tomato paste. Next, add all your greenery. Okay, so we're going to let this reduce down for about 30 to 45 minutes, and we want most of this liquid to dissolve away and leaving a nice thick meaty sauce. So now all the moisture's evaporated off and left with a lovely sauce. And now our beautiful meat sauce is finished. What we're going to do is we're going to take this bechamel sauce, and I've got a link below how to make it. We're going to embellish it with some cheese and wine and so forth, make a nice thick sauce that we're going to use to layer the lasagna. So once we've heated up the bechamel sauce, we're just going to add some cheese to it. Just regular tasty cheese, processed tasty cheese. Just add a little bit at a time. As you add the cheese, the sauce is going to thicken. Then we're going to add some parmesan cheese, some grated parmesan. A little bit salty, give it a little bit extra bite. Then we add a little bit of white wine. I'm using a Chardonnay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cook this and just let it reduce down until it thickens a little bit. Keep stirring constantly, otherwise you'll burn the bum on the saucepan. And then you have the burnt flavour through your sauce. And it'll be shit. Okay, so what you want to do now is put it in the refrigerator and preferably leave it overnight. You'll notice overnight it's going to thicken up, but if it is too thick the next day, then just add a little bit more white wine to thin it down a bit, but you don't want too thin for the lasagna. What I like to do is I like to boil off the pasta sheets a little bit, and that makes them soft because oftentimes the container you've got the sheet doesn't fit the container, you have to cut a container, and if it's rock hard, then it's just going to shatter. So if you soften it up a little bit, then you can cut it with a knife, and then you can put the sheet into the dish. So we're just going to add a little bit of salt to the water, just to raise the boiling temperature a bit. So once it comes to a boil, I'm going to stick in the lasagna sheets. These ones are quite big, but they don't quite fit the tray that I'm using. So what you do is just pop them in the water. I leave them in for about 5 minutes or so. I just want them to soften up so I can cut them to fit the sheet that I'm using, that's all. Just make sure they don't stick together, otherwise you're in trouble. Because this thing's been in the fridge overnight, as you can see, it's set pretty hard. So what you want to do is just whip it up and just get it a bit more liquid and flowing, as opposed to rock hard. And that'll help it when we put it on the sheets of lasagna, when we do the layering up. And as you can see, the meat's set fairly firm, which is pretty good. I don't mind that. It could be a little bit more liquid if you want. But as you can see, she's come together quite nicely. What we're going to do is we put a little bit in the bottom of the pan, just a bit, and just rub it around. This will stop the bottom sheet from sticking when you put the lasagna sheets in there. But otherwise, when you cook it, what's going to happen is the sheet will stick to it. So, place your first sheet. Now you'll see there's a little bit of a margin down the side, it's left. Chop a little thin strip off the end. You see how it doesn't shatter now because we boiled it a bit. And then I just lay that down the side. Next I put a layer of mince. I just want to smooth this out, cover it up. So once you've got a nice layer on top, then what we want to do is put another sheet. Then we cut another strip, but you notice I put the strip on this side this time. Alternate the layout of it, so you don't have all the short bits on the one side. Now we put a layer of white sauce. Don't go too thick on the white sauce, don't go too thin, just a nice even coating. What we're trying to do is we're going to try and get as many layers of pasta in here as possible, because it's nice with lots of layers. Another sheet of pasta. More pasta. This time we need a gap there and there to fill in. And then more white sauce. We just keep going. Now to finish off, I usually just put a really thin coat of the lasagna, because what I want this thing cooked, hopefully it'll curl up. And you get the nice crispy edges. So not too thick. To finish her off, I usually put about a cupful of grated parmesan cheese on top. Get the good stuff, you know, the Reggiano Parmesan, not that cheap shit. Nice big thick coating on top. She's going to melt, she's going to be beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to bang her into the oven. For extra insurance, I put a tray underneath, because if this thing goes all Vesuvius in the oven, there's going to be shit everywhere. It's going to take me days to clean it. So, insurance. We bang it in. Put her in for about half an hour or so. Keep an eye on the top, make sure she doesn't burn. If you don't think she's properly cooked, put a layer of alfoil over the top just to protect it from burning further. And it'll be beautiful. Okay, she's cooked. So let's see what she looks like. It looks beautiful. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode, making a lasagna, as much as I did, because it's beautiful. So also, with the leftovers, I made another small one, and I've got leftover white sauce. Now with the white sauce, what you can do is you can steam off some cauliflower, or you can steam off some broccoli, heat this up and just pour it over the top, or you can half boil some potatoes, slice them, put some white sauce in with there, bit of cheese on top, and you can bake that, and that'll be delicious. So if you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, hit the like button. Any opinions below, and I'll always answer any questions or queries that you may have. And I'm living proof that there is life after oral cancer surgery. Good day.